I find this generation though far more comfortable with independence.
They're focused, they're sorted.
He was one of the school toppers.
What is the plan after this?
Overseas, always open. Nobody amongst us will be restrictive for sure.
Since he has picked up this global qualification, that will
Help him.
If I have to catalyze his thinking in the right direction, the only thing that I tell him is don't get fixated. You have to start.
And also, I'm not that typical mother calling him, asking him. In fact, in the starting, when I've done that, I got scoldings from him.
If ACCA was giving out a Parents Award, what categories would you all win in?
I would just win the Sentimental Fools Award.
He thinks too much.
Hi, I'm Faye D'Souza. Welcome to this episode of Parents' Perspective with ACCA. We're talking to the families behind the professionals and behind the students, the ones who build the structure and the scaffolding so young people can climb to achieve their dreams. And we're having these conversations because things are changing. The environment is evolving, and the way young people choose their careers and their paths is evolving as well. Joining me today is a wonderful couple whose son is in his second year, I understand. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, Prasoon and Shoma Mukherjee.
Thank you.
Tell us about your experience with your son and why you felt that he has a potential for commerce and accounts and finance.
To answer your question, this is a journey that started just after class 10th when he had to choose between to take up science or to take up commerce. And anecdotally again, he fared very well in his class 10th exams. He was one of the school toppers, by the way. So the first natural inclination as parents for us, especially being in Bangalore, where you have everybody amongst our neighbors and relatives community aiming for the engineerings and the medicals of the world. So he did take admission in NPS, and that was a joint curriculum with NPS doing the science part, and then he would study for the engineering program for the next 2 years. And all this time when he was getting admitted, he was giving exams for getting admission into NPS. He would come often say that, Baba, if you all are interested, of course I will do engineering and I will do good for engineering as well. But there's something else I'm interested in. I'm very passionate about economics, finance as topics. So if there was a choice that I had, I would have taken it. But I would be equally interested in engineering, and that's it. So he got admission. It was 3 months into NPS that he had already started.
Oh.
Okay, and then there was one fine day I was going to Chennai for my office work, and there was just a casual conversation surrounding what he was interested in and what he would have done if he had a choice. So again, out of the same casual perspective, I told him in 2 days' time I'll be coming back. So I'll hear you again as not that what you don't want to do, but what you want to do. And to my surprise, when I came back, he had kind of written a 2-page note on what he wanted to do if he were given a choice to go ahead with his passion. And that pivoted my thinking and her thinking as well. Though there was a delicate balance that we had in the family, because she was still playing that role of the devil's advocate to make sure that we are taking the right choices. Leaving science, it would be a very one-way decision with not a choice to come back again. But during the course of those 2 weeks, we decided that let him pursue the passion that he wants. And though it was difficult and there was a lot of money involved, taking admission in NPS and with an accreditation of the engineering preparation that he had done, but still we took him out and we put him in commerce.
So, you both have very demanding jobs as well, which means that you have real-world understanding of how the work environments are changing, the demands on what people need out of a professional. So when you all were choosing within Christ University, you were choosing all of the different options available. How did you choose ACCA? How much of it was you and how much of it was your son?
It was a very well discussed and well crafted discussion. Didn't come
all
of a sudden because he was taking commerce and ACCA was on his way. As Christ had At the time when we were filling up the application, there were choices to take, right? Which course we would go for, and there were also options. If he wouldn't have qualified for A, then he would be considered for B. So first was ACCA, and also given my background that I came from, I understood, as you said, what could be relevant in the future 8-10 years to come. And one thing very nice that I observed about ACCA is how they have packaged their curriculum. If you see, there is this, first of all, the word applied in everything that they start with as a very sincere anecdotal references to how people should carefully craft their careers. And it's not about the freshers, but also for the laterals. The industry will move towards applied sciences, applied arts, applied mathematics than just knowing the fundamentals. So it starts with the applied knowledge part, and they have these 3 programs in the applied knowledge. Then they have the applied skills, and then they move towards strategy and leadership, which is a third module. And then they go forward with some of the very subtle aspects which people need to be aware about, which is ethics, sustainability, and all of that. So those things, not from a unregistered entity, but from a registered, accredited entity like an ACCA of UK, led me to ask him whether he would be interested in doing this.
In finance and accounts and any statutory fiduciary profession, ethics and credibility is everything, right?
Yeah.
Because without it, then that's that entire profession lost.
Yes.
Was ethics important to you? You mentioned it, that you looked at it and you thought it was interesting. The fact that this course included...
Very much, and I'm very happy that my son, his way of thinking is largely on that, very broad-minded. It's very important that people are very much conscious about what they do, who they work with, and ethics be at the center. One can be an expert, but you can just be a hard-working, sincere, and intelligent crook. But in the long run, what matters most is how much ethical we are in our career. We have seen many people who would be the smartest of the minds, but they have fallen off the roof, right? And once there is a fall, there is no way going back.
Do you find it interesting that these colleges were colleges when we studied, and they had to follow the Bangalore University curriculum, but now they're deemed universities, so they have the room to partner with with institutes like ACCA to change the curriculum. Is that an interesting focus point for you?
Very much, and just as a reference, I'm also in CRISE Academic Advisory Board for the 2 years. It's an honorary position, and again after 2 years they would decide. So they're able to keep the industry professionals as part of the academic board because they want to blend work with academics. And there is, I would say, visionary professionals now who are heads of these departments who want to bring in the blend of work, what the industry and is wanting from students as they come out of colleges to become work ready. And they're able to blend with the programs, which is not there in the regular universities as much.
My understanding also is that ACCA has a reasonable amount of flexibility for them to be able to choose their own structure, right? How often they will take the tests, how many tests are they going to finish in what period of time. Is your son finding that useful?
Very useful, because it's not summarized as you have to take only during this part of the year a particular paper. They have this, I think, 4 instances of the year where they can take any of the papers that they want. And they will get 9 papers exemption as part of the curriculum itself. That's been made possible by the deemed universities working together with bodies like ACCA. And the remaining 4 paper he would start taking from next year.
So, I mean, given the jobs that you have as well, there is obviously a keen understanding on the global demands on a finance professional, because this is a global qualification, right? So, do you expect that your son will work overseas fairly soon when he's done, after his graduation, or what is the plan after this?
Overseas, always open. Nobody amongst us will be restrictive for sure. He has an inclination to go there as well.
Do you feel it's important for this generation of young people to see a life outside of any borders, which is that tomorrow I could choose to live in London or New York or anywhere in the world? Does your son, has he talked about stuff like that?
He is very keen on going to Canada. The reason is that his part of childhood A part of childhood has been spent there.
Okay.
So we were in Toronto for 5 years.
Okay.
So he liked everything about it. It was my decision to come back, be with my parents in India for some time. And till date he tells me, why did you do that? I wanted to stay.
Right.
So he has got that exposure. We were in Singapore for 2 years. We were in Toronto for 5 years. So somewhere down the line, I feel that since he has picked up this global qualification, that will
help him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has in his mind that if given an opportunity, he would definitely want to experience.
So you're prepared somewhere mentally that your son will go overseas?
Oh yes. I am prepared, and I would love him to travel outside. Yeah.
Yeah,
He needs to.
Anywhere,
he needs to get
India,
that exposure.
He won't stay with us for sure for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's a very subtle feeling. The separation starts happening from class 12th.
So for you, when you I know that you're the most strict parent, but with him staying in hostel and practicing bands and stuff like, do you have to call and say, now, are you studying? Are you not studying?
No, I don't do that.
You think that he
manages
do that on his own?
I'm quite lenient in that term. And also I'm not that typical mother calling him, asking him that whether he had his food or not. In fact, in the starting when I've done that, I got scoldings from him. What is this? Why you're calling me in the middle of the day? In the middle of the day, asking me about food and all those. When I came to know about it, like he can handle things on his own, so I don't interfere him nowadays. Yeah.
I find this generation though far more comfortable with independence than
comfortable, as well as they're sorted, they're focused, they're sorted, which we were not in our generation. We were actually dependent on our parents more. Whatever they tell us, we'll obey that, or rather we will follow whatever they tell us.
As a parent, if I have to catalyze his thinking in the right direction, the only thing that I tell him is don't get fixated. You have to start, and you have to start and probably through smaller steps make it big gradually. Don't get fixated to thinking that I'll make a big start and I'll probably just be ensuring it will be a larger than life start for me at the go. So that flexibility has to be there. And also for one more reason, times are changing fast, and we don't have a precedence of the previous years to take examples and set it exactly like a mathematical equation for them. This is how it will happen for you. The adaptability to accept change and to learn on the go will be the most important determining criteria for them to be successful.
So we have a set of sort of fun questions to ask y'all, where I will ask you which of you is that kind of parent, and you can either say yourself or the other person. Of the two of you, who gets more nervous about exams and results and test scores?
Me. Hands up. Both hands up. Yeah.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that your son does that makes you laugh?
He's very hilarious. So for every topic, if I'm serious, he'll just come up with a hilarious statement. He'll make us laugh.
So if ACCA was giving out a parents award, what categories would you all win in?
I don't know. I would just win the sentimental fools award.
Why would you be the sentimental fool?
Yeah, so I'm a lot emotional about many things that is going on in his career. ACCA also being part of it, not just that one part. So tears are not very uncommon to my eyes. So anything that he would do good, I'm very emotional about it. Anything that would not be good, I always start thinking, what would he be thinking now because it's not turning out to be good?
He thinks too much.
Yeah, exactly. So I would rather plan 2 steps ahead to try and help him to come out of the situation.
Anything that makes you cry? Nothing.
No, I'm not that sentimental or emotional. I mean, emotions, sentiments, everything is there. But then not to this extent. I'm very I was very happy. I am still happy with his results.
Yeah.
So what I do whenever I'm happy, I post it in the social platform. Like yesterday I posted on my LinkedIn profile about him. People are celebrating with me.
If you could give yourself each a parenting superpower, what would it be?
I would be, for me, it's like, if I would get a superpower to look a few years early on his career and prepare him for it. But I know that wouldn't come, and if it comes, all the fun would be lost. So I will let it be as it is. But if that was it, then it would be a great thing. So that's it.
Is it hard to allow him to make his own mistakes? Because as a parent, you desperately want to, step in and stop your child from getting hurt or getting disappointed. Sometimes we have to stand back and say, okay.
Yeah.
What
I hope I'm not being misread when I say I'm very cautious and sentimental about the outcomes of what he is going through. It's more of a thing where I want to be with him when he has the most difficult of times to get him out of it. That's the thing, but it's not that I don't know he will not fail, and I don't know that difficult times are not going to come his way. But as much as possible, it's okay to be with him. And I know in a few years' time, this luxury of being with them to be by their side will be gone. So maybe another 3-4 years.
If you look forward now to say the next 10 years and you were to paint a picture of where you expect to see your son in 10 years' time, what does that picture look like?
Like if he's into a major finance company, I would like him to see him, heading a team of 50-60 as a team leader. That's what my vision for him. Yeah.
How about you, Prasoon?
The simple answer. I have nothing philosophical about it. I want him to be happy. I want him to be happy about whatever he does, and I'll be till the time I can be with him. I'll be by his side to see that happiness comes in his way. Course corrections will be there, but I just want him to be happy. Yeah. I don't know whether material possession or successes in life will bring that, but yeah, I want him to be happy.
I know that the ACCA course also includes AI and how it is impacting that sector and all of the tech that's changing as well. Do you see that as an important aspect?
ACCA has that, but I see that there is a right balance of that and the foundational knowledge that these people must have. They have a blend of technology, right, which is needed, but they will get ample chances from the organizations themselves, or even if he wants to start as an entrepreneur, right, he will figure out how to learn technology. There is technology and there is analytics and data that they are trying to blend the curriculum with, but they have not sacrificed on the foundation building.
So your son has sent you a surprise message, which I understand you haven't seen. So we're going to play that for you and you can tell us your reaction.
When I first revealed to my parents that I wanted to start ACCA, they did not give any grand lecture. They did not give me a speech. My dad just opened a laptop and said, "All right, let's see what it takes." And then my mom, she asked, "Have you thought about the workload? Should we make you a study plan?" These subtle but very encouraging moments of support that I felt throughout the entire process of picking ACCA and deciding this is the path for me has probably been the most encouraging and supportive environment I could ever be a part of. And for that reason, I'm very grateful to my parents.
So obviously, I mean, yes, you have a very bright, hardworking child, but there's a scaffolding that you have provided for him to be able to achieve his dreams.
Yeah, to some extent, yes.
It's a long way. It's just probably the start of a journey. First 1 year has been good, I must say. Especially the pivoting out of engineering, which I said that he had. I wouldn't have done the comparison if that was not the situation where he had taken admission and then we had to pivot outright.
Yeah.
So that comparison often comes to our mind, whether that was a decision taken that was good or not. So far, 1 year has turned out to be good.
I want to thank both of you for spending time with me and answering all of these questions.
It's our pleasure.
With pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.